All right. Well, guys, I hope you can forgive me on this upload. We are a couple days late, and I'm going to just scratch everything that I thought I was going to normally talk about. Anyway, right now, this is what my day looks like currently. Um, Pretty much Monday through Saturday. Sunday is supposed to be a date day for my wife and I, so um, most of the day is date day. This Sunday, actually, we do have a couch to deliver, but what I'm primarily doing is focusing on hitting all of my leads for wholesale innovations. And right now, I'm still in the truck. I have my laptop, and my phone right now is currently on a Zoom. And this is a funny story. Um, I'm hoping these people join the Zoom because apparently this couple that I've been working with for over a month now, this entire time, the husband, he was supposed to be on the title for the home. At least it was my understanding, but actually it's another gentleman that he's currently renting, I guess. And that gentleman obviously needs to sign all of the agreements to sell the home. And anyway, I guess this guy he's pretty skeptical of a lot of different things. And the gentleman I was originally talking with went to his home and was just like, hey, just explain everything to him. And I was explaining everything very thoroughly, making sure he understood exactly what we were doing, what was going on. But then he started to get sounding like kind of frustrated, and it just kind of got worse and worse and worse. And I felt like I was answering everything really good. Normally, I feel like I don't explain things quite as good as I want to, like later, like 15 minutes later, right, when you're rethinking about the conversation. But I think I did a really good job. And then the original gentleman's wife, she started accusing me of being fake, and that's why I'm sitting on Zoom right now, hoping they'll join the call. But I couldn't find. So at first they're like, we want to FaceTime, but I couldn't FaceTime because they had an Android. So then they're like, let's Zoom, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll do Zoom. But I've attended a lot of Zoom calls, but I've never started one. So I actually didn't know how to do that like right off the bat. So I was saying, oh, like, just give me 1 second, let me find my ID. And I just hear his wife going off about how she's like, look, he says he can't find his ID, but mine's right here. And it was really simple once I actually needed to log into my Zoom, and I set it up on the computer, and then it was like very straightforward to find it. But at first I couldn't, so I guess that made me seem even more untrustworthy. That's probably like an hour ago at this point. I'm just finishing up doing some other work on the laptop in the meantime. Maybe I sent them the Zoom link. Maybe they'll end up joining, but probably not. But anyway, this is part of the process with starting a new business and just being new. And I didn't do my due diligence to like double confirm that he was on the title, because I need to open up escrow to get the transaction actually moving along, so that I can send out the mobile notary to get legal capability to make a listing with a flat fee brokerage for this novation, which is maybe I'll explain kind of the difference between that and wholesale on a different day. But man, I've sent this is kind of crazy, and nobody recommends this, and obviously don't do this. But the gentleman was struggling with a week ago. We were talking, and he was saying his landlord was being really hard on him, which that like raised questions right at first because I thought he owned it. But then he said it was like a type of seller finance thing, but like that he sounded like he was saying the deed and the title, although that was his name. But he still owed the other guy money, and the guy was being really hard on him, and he was short on money. So I actually sent him $300 to cover his rent. Which is crazy. And I was trying to tell him, hey, this is like off the books, and like this is a pretty, what's the word, unorthodox, this is like a one-time thing, I can't do this again, but I want to, help him out, because he was always really easy to work with. But I assume this deal is just dead on the water now, because they were all fighting on the phone, on speaker. And he's like, hey, get like the original gentleman, he's like trying to calm everyone down, like, hey, he can hear you. The wife is like, I don't care that he can hear me. because like he's trying to steal like the house or something. Um, so anyway, I sent them like a couple pictures of myself, and it, like in the meantime, I sent the video of me addressing all of them by name and introducing myself. I don't really know why I did all that because I could. It almost just seemed like no matter what I did, I guess they just don't want to sell the house anymore or something. But anyway, this is just like an honest look into someone trying to start a business, a wholesale innovation real estate investing business, and just all the bumps that come along with just being new at something. I would try to keep this video like really short, and I still want to make that video that I had. So I actually filmed like a 30-minute video, and I just wanted to scrap it because I wasn't communicating nearly as I wanted to. But today, it's just going to be a realistic look into someone starting a business. For you guys that don't know, if anybody's new here, I have rolled back the couch flipping. That was the original business that got me to quit my 9 to 5. And we got couch flipping up to $14,000 a month, 14,000 net. And for you guys that are like, why are you not just continuing to do that? Because that's exactly how I thought. I thought if I could ever get to 14 or like 10,000 plus a month, I thought I'd be good. But actually, you need to make a lot more than that, especially because I'm going to have a really big family, and there's just a lot of expenses and a lot of other things in life that a lot of other goals that I have. And the 14,000, it's awesome. Like in no way am I crapping on anyone making anywhere near that. That's great. But anyway, my goal, I want to make 140,000 a month. That's what I'm after, and that's what I'm going to do. And this is the way I'm going to do it. So far, currently I'm spending about $3,500 a month on ads, and that just started like a month ago. And I've been hitting all of my leads. Currently, I have an extra 100 leads that I need to go through and double call them, and I'm going to hit them all again tomorrow. But I have stuff that sounds promising, contracts that should be locked up, and but we're just working out the kinks. Because as soon as we get a couple of these rolling, we're good. We don't have to sell any more couches, and we can really start to scale and focus 100% of our effort on the business, and it's going to be super exciting. But let's just take the time to just very briefly talk about some failures actually in the past couple months. So one thing is still ongoing. Currently, I have a gentleman who's trying to lie about myself not delivering what we agreed upon in actually a couch flipping course. Now, I've never advertised a couch flipping course. I'm never even going to offer that because I don't want to be the kind of person who's just always trying to sell something online. But this guy heard about me through like a friend of mine, and he approached me, and I was very straightforward. Hey, like what this course will simply be me writing down everything I've ever learned as far as like the sales process for couch flipping, how I pick out a couch, all the supplies that I use, exactly how you clean different materials, all these little tips and tricks, and just tons of different things. So anyway, like if you have a trailer, like how to legally get it, like the tags, if you're buying it from someone who like doesn't have like the title or something, like just tons of information, and I'm gonna put it all in like notes and like literally just a note and text it. Like it's not gonna be a polished course on some website or something. And I told him the price I could do it at, which was $1,400, and I said that would be like the very best I could do. And I'll probably never like do another course again, and I don't think I will. I've had other people interested in it, but with this kind of experience and just knowing how very few people actually will take action with information, whether they have more than enough or, it doesn't even matter for some people. So anyway, everything's like they're proven in text, but apparently Venmo doesn't really care that much that I have everything. So the guy disputed the payment, and Venmo took $1,400 out of my account, my Venmo account, and it's locked right now. Pretty like a little frustrating at first. The guy just kind of started lying about. We said we'd split up payments and all this different things that was like clearly not in our text message at all. Obviously the opposites in our text messages, and just a lot of things that don't make sense, and just claiming that he was never satisfied with the course. But his reason for disputing the charge or the money sent, it's changing every 10 minutes, right? Like there's just no clarity to like what the problem actually was. It looks like it would change as each accusation got disproved, is what it seemed like. Um, so here's the thing though. I say, that, and I think there's either just one or two more things that happen, but relative to how long I've been alive, which I'm obviously still kind of young, I'm 24, but I've had very, very few, like I guess burnt bridges or, and I even tried to talk him. If you guys saw the conversation, it's actually kind of funny because I'm really trying to be understanding and see what I can help. Because originally he asks for half the money back, and I'm really trying to work with him and see if it makes sense for me to send him something back. I made sure he knew I wasn't just denying his request at all. But anyway, I was trying to, and it ended cordially on my end, but he just started to ghost me. But anyway, so that's like one of the things. And what I was saying was that even though I've been, an adult for a little bit of time now, I've only had, I think, 4 or 5 situations total in my life that I've had people like actually like upset at me for something, like genuinely like upset. And yeah, I'll just go through them like really quick. I made a really bad decision to deliver a couch to Kansas City, which is about 3 hours from me, and I actually was just passing a semi. I wasn't tailing it, nothing. Just passing a semi on the left side, and ice peeled off the top of the semi and hit the couch that I was hauling in the back of my little baby Ford Maverick here that I'm currently sitting in, and I'm really happy it didn't hit the windshield, but it broke part of the couch. And anyway, but we didn't know this until we arrived, right? So we're like 3 hours away. We pull up. This seems like the nicest couple, so understanding. And I'm like, guys, they were like, it's okay if you just tell us how to fix it and it'll be fine. And I was like, well, I want to fix it while I'm here for you guys. And they were like, okay. They're like, oh, only if you're okay with that. And they're like, there's actually a hardware store like 2 minutes, right? They lived right off of the square, kind of near Kansas City. And I was like, hey, let me hop in the car with you, since like my truck was beginning to be unloaded and stuff. We couldn't just pull off and go there. So I hop in there with the husband, and just him and I go to the store. We buy a couple things to get it ran out of storage. So we get it in the house. I do the repair. It's honestly perfect. It was just a main beam was cracked, and I just had to go underneath with the fabric underneath and then reinforce that. It was perfect. And it looked almost like as good as new, but with and this is kind of like complicated, but the kind of fabric it was microfiber. And if you guys know anything about that, if you get it wet, it'll dry sometimes, depending on the kind of microfiber. This was kind of thin. It'll dry with like a ring around where it was wet. And since there's ice kind of all over the couch, and I guess this ice was probably a little bit dirty because it was just sitting on the top of a semi, there was a lot of those lines. So they text the next day. They're saying, essentially it ends with them saying, at the end of the day, we didn't get what we were promised, and they wanted me to refund like the whole couch. Now at the time, this was like 2 days after Venmo took $1,400 out of my account, and I don't know why I did this, but I used Holly's account for the Venmo transaction for the couch that got hit by the ice and all that. So I didn't want them to lock her account for like $750, so I ended up having to send them, like $500. And they were acting like they were trying to be nice by letting me keep the money that I charged them to bring it all the way there. But that's just an example. Like, some people seem really kind, but like I have never had anybody have that kind of request before. Like, genuinely, those are just like not good people, honestly. And they're really rare, because I've sold like 400 couches in the past like year and a half or so, and I've never had anyone remotely make a kind of request like that. And just like how poor the excuses were, and just going back on like what they originally said and different things. But there's just bad people out there, and it's really rare, right? That's like 0.04%. So yeah, or I don't even know. My brain's not working super good right now. But yeah, one person out of 400 people, right? And I thought I dealt with some frustrating people before, but it was nothing like their requests. Just like very selfish, and they're gonna keep the couch and like sell it still, and just like so, just completely ridiculous. But hey, like what goes around comes around, right? You sow and you reap, and so anyway, wish them the best, I guess, but I know they're not going anywhere. That's for sure. So anyway, there's that. So that was something that kind of recently happened. And then there's one story that I'm actually going to save. This involves being like actually threatened. And this was about a year and a half back. But we'll wait till we have some more subscribers, and we'll do some name drops. I'm just kidding. Maybe. But anyway, guys, it's just a couple stories about the kind of frustrations of working out those kinks of just not knowing anything, and just paying down ignorance debt, right? Because that's the most expensive debt that we have to pay down. It costs you a lot more than you think, and that's why I'm so adamant about paying for education, and that's why I pay so much for it. That way I can hopefully avoid stuff like what's going on right now, I guess, being out $300. Totally like should not have sent that to him. But anyway, I just thought he seemed like a really nice guy, and I just care about people and genuinely like try to help people. I might be one of the only wholesalers in the world that are like that. That's like that. But anyway, guys, we're going to get through it. I've got some contracts that are potentially going to go through tomorrow. And like today is literally Friday. It's 9:00 Central Time that I'm filming this. I'm going to literally try and upload this tonight for you guys. And then I'll go in, and then I'll have some dinner. And I've only had one little meal today, but when I know what I have to do, the one thing I have to do to move me closer to my goals right now is to be within the CRM right here with all of my leads and hit them all, call them, double call them, and offer the best customer service that I possibly can, and really help these people try and problem solve. And a lot of these people, they're not in a good place, and the last thing they need is somebody just trying to take advantage of them when they're vulnerable, needing to sell their home. So all things considered, I feel okay tonight. I have been working trying to get this home sold for about a month now, but really when you break it down, it's not really that many solid hours of work. So it's not a big deal, and I learned a lot from it. I'm assuming I'll never hear from them again. I'm assuming the guy will reach out at some point, just like apologizing, but he's going to say that the actual owner, I'm assuming he's just going to say that, he obviously has to go in a different direction because he doesn't believe I'm legit. But hey, like, I know this is what God has me doing right now. Not obviously because it's what I'm doing right now. I actually believe that God has a plan, and we can choose to follow it or not. And I believe that I'm following it right now. So I'm not going to worry. My boy Micah Daniel Wagner brought me a Monster about an hour ago or so, and I'm just kind of sipping on it. Guys, we're going to go forward, and we're going to conquer. And that's not going to be a big deal. This is so funny. I literally this is like waiting on Zoom, seeing if they're definitely not going to join. It would just be so funny. Could you imagine if like while I was like recording this, they hop on the call. And they're like, oh, he is real. But I don't know. I'm like in my truck, right? Because I don't have like an office or anything right now. And I don't want to wake the baby if the baby's trying to sleep. Or obviously if the baby's crying, that's not super professional, right? In the background of my calls. So I just park my truck as close as I possibly can to the garage to be within Wi-Fi range. And I just sit in here for like 8 to 10 hours a day. But hey, I can do that no problem because I actually drove like over 20 hours before in this puppy in one go. So hey, easy peasy. I've got a truck with heated seats in a nice quiet neighborhood. And talking to you on a new camera that I got right now, which is cool, the Osmo. And we're blessed, and that's not going to change no matter what. I'm not going to let this steal my joy, steal my peace. It's Friday. I'm going to have a great weekend. Maybe I'll do a little bit of golf. Going to spend time with my lovely, beautiful wife that's taking care of my baby. our baby, and just we've got another little baby girl on the way. And I was gonna make like a formal announcement, but I'll just say it like that because I just don't care about clickbaiting, like trying to have all of these different things be their own video and do all that stuff. So hey, I'm doing good. We're all doing good. We're blessed. We're going to the top. If you guys ever have any just questions you want to ask me, feel free to just DM me on my Instagram. I'm trying to get better with answering my Instagram. Right now, I just kind of hop on there to just post like once a day. But also bodybuilding, if anyone's curious, we're getting bigger, we're getting stronger. Probably the biggest and strongest I've ever been. My squat's not quite as strong as it's ever been, but my hack squat for sure is. So today, and I guess every hack squat technically has different leverages, and like some of the slides are sliding more than others. But on the Atlantis hack squat I was using today, I did a set of 10 reps with 5 plates on each side, and then a set immediately following, a set with 6 plates on each side for, I want to say, 4 or 5 reps. Then I hit some squats, and anyway, it was a great day. My legs have never been bigger. My squat max just hasn't been. It's just not as high as it was before. But my bench, I think my bench is pretty much right as strong as it's ever been. I'm hitting pause reps, sets of 3 to 5 with 315 for like 3 sets. And we're feeling good. So I'm getting leaner right now. We're good. We're moving forward. My sleep's starting to get a little bit better. I'm getting better habits of just praying, talking to God more throughout my day. Every time I come in here, this is exactly what I do. In the mornings, I'll put my headphones on, turn them on with the noise canceling, and I'll close my eyes, and I'll just thank God for giving me the right words to say, just giving me peace throughout the day. And I confess out loud. I say, I love my work. I love my work. I have the mind of Christ. I know exactly what to say to help people. I'm going to honor you, God, in everything that I do today. And I'm going to, just help be a service to people and just be a force for good. I don't say that while I'm praying, but something along those lines. And I just say it every day. And every time I have the thought, I just confess, I have the mind of Christ. I have the mind of Christ, right? Because that's biblical. That's what the Bible says. And I believe it. And I'm feeling even better. So I'll do that kind of like throughout the day. And then I'll pray in the shower. And I'll bring my gallon jug of ice water. I don't know if that's bad or not to drink ice water when you're in hot water. I guess maybe it might be. So I guess don't do that. But that's what I do in the shower. And and then I just like enjoy my little guy, my little baby. He's so cute. I might like upload a video sometime, but a little video of him. But yeah, super happy with life right now. So I'm gonna stop rambling. And I'm just going to upload this video, and hopefully you guys like it. This is like super raw, like super, probably the video doesn't look that good because this camera isn't built for low light. It's like a little baby lens, like 1.3 inch large sensor. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you guys do like this style of talking video, style of content, more than happy to also like do these similar kind of videos, but also just kind of like increase the quality with maybe like some screenshots of like different things. I don't know if you guys care about that or what, but thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Friday, happy Sunday, or happy weekend. I mean, let's separate ourselves during this weekend. Let's do a little bit of productive work or just anything productive in general when most people aren't. So let's do that, because guys, like 2 days every single week for 52 weeks, that's 104 days. You cannot just be taking 104 days off of every single year. You can't do that. Now, I'm not saying just work every second of every single day. That's not what I'm saying. But use a couple days and at least just get something done, right? Maybe you're just taking more steps and drinking more water than normal. Just get something done, something that you normally don't do. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Hit the subscribe button if you want, but you don't have to. I'll see you guys on the next one.